The 7 oldest Andorians nearly choked on their drinks when human General Nolan Russell flung back his hood, pounding his fist onto the central speaking platform of the chamber. His scarred face glared out, dominating the circular council room as he stood before the assembled species who had long oppressed his people. They would soon uncover the terrifying secret of humanity, or face the collapse of their empire, Russell declared. High Counselor Vox was the first to regain his composure, his twitch of concern subsiding as he regarded Russell with a calm demeanor. General, you purport to unveil significant truths, offering us a gift of knowledge as we judge your unruly kind. Yet humans sow discord on fringe worlds like Zephyr Prime, attacking those tasked with aiding your refugee remnants. You understand nothing of human nature, Russell retorted, his gravelly bass echoing against the chamber's vast holographic galaxy map. It showcased the Andorian expanse, a conglomerate of 1,000 star systems that could soon be engulfed in flames if he failed here. Cast us out and witness the horrors we'll inflict on your unsuspecting empire, he threatened, causing a stir of alarm among the council. Vox, taken aback, raised a hand to quiet the startled murmurs, his eyes narrowing as he studied the general, detecting no bluff in the war-hardened human's demeanor. You would stake your entire species on this dire truth. 50,000 souls who depend on our charity. Russell's scarred lips twisted into a sinister smile as he reached inside his cloak. I'm here to save your damned lives, Counselor. Now, let me explain humanity's burden before it's too late for us all. Nolan withdrew a small holographic disc from his cloak, inserting it into the chamber's central projector. A 3-dimensional display flickered to life, casting scenes of carnage and devastation above the council's heads. You think you know war, but you haven't witnessed the depths of depravity to which humans can descend, Nolan stated, his voice low and resolute. The hologram shifted, showing trench warfare, atomic explosions, and cities reduced to rubble. The counselors watched, their expressions a blend of revulsion and grim fascination. But these wars pale in comparison to the conflict that drove us to Zephyrus Prime. Nolan continued, the narrative leading up to a critical revelation. We achieved this, General Russell? He inquired, his tone now carrying a trace of curiosity mingled with caution. Nolan straightened, his posture embodying the resolve that had carried him through countless battles. We propose a joint initiative, he began, his voice clear and persuasive. A program that focuses on rehabilitation and reintegration. We bring together the best minds from both human and Andorian sectors to create a curriculum that addresses both the psychological and vocational needs of our people. He paused, allowing his proposal to resonate in the chamber. Furthermore, we suggest the establishment of a bi-species council to oversee this initiative. This council would not only ensure transparency and mutual respect, but also facilitate an exchange of cultural and educational values that can enrich both our species. The hologram reignited, displaying a blueprint of a sprawling educational and therapeutic complex designed to be built on Zephyrus Prime. Here, Nolan pointed, we can construct a center where humans and Andorians can work side by side, where our young can learn about each other's histories and cultures, where the wounded can find healing, and the displaced can find a home. The atmosphere in the chamber shifted subtly, the initial shock and apprehension giving way to a cautious optimism. The counselors exchanged looks, their expressions now contemplative, the stark reality of Nolan's words, making them reconsider their previous stance. Vox's antennae quivered slightly, a sign of his deep thought. And the resources for such an ambitious project? He questioned, his gaze piercing. How do you envision funding this endeavor? Nolan smiled, a hint of triumph in his demeanor. We have identified potential resources within the human sectors that can be harnessed. Additionally, we are prepared to offer access to human technological advancements in exchange for your support. We believe this can be a mutually beneficial arrangement, where both sides contribute to and gain from the success of this initiative. Vox leaned back, his eyes narrowing as he digested the information. The council murmured among themselves, the earlier tension easing as they discussed the potential benefits of Nolan's proposal. General Russell, Vox finally said, his voice reflecting a newfound respect. Your proposal is ambitious, yet it holds the promise of a true partnership. We will need to deliberate further, but I believe I speak for many when I say that your plan merits serious consideration. Nolan nodded, his expression one of cautious hope. Thank you, Counselor. We ask for nothing more than the chance to prove ourselves worthy of this partnership. As the council session adjourned, the chamber buzzed with conversation, the seeds of a potential new beginning taking root. Nolan stood firm, the weight of his people's future resting on his shoulders, yet buoyed by the first steps toward understanding and possibly reconciliation. Any who stood in their way. His icy gaze swept over the chaos he orchestrated, a twisted satisfaction evident in his expression. Meanwhile, Nolan and Zara, witnessing the horrifying spectacle, realized the gravity of the situation. They needed to act swiftly to prevent further catastrophe. Alexei, stop this madness. Nolan shouted over the roar of gunfire, his voice strained with desperation. He advanced towards Volov, dodging blasts and debris, his figure a stark contrast against the backdrop of violence. Zara followed closely, her expression resolute, ready to lend her support. Volov paused, turning his chilling gaze towards Nolan. Nolan, you think you can change what we are? We are warriors, born in the fire of battle. This peace you dream of is a weakness that will destroy us. Nolan stood firm, despite the chaos around him. It's not weakness to seek peace, Alexei. It's courage to fight for a future where we aren't haunted by war. Our people need healing, not more conflict. Join me, help me build this new path. The two men faced each other amidst the turmoil, the air charged with tension and the echo of Zara's silent urging for peace. The insurgents halted momentarily, their attention caught by the standoff between the former comrades. Volov sneered, his weapon still raised. Your new path is a fantasy, Nolan. You're a fool if you think these Andorians care about us beyond their security. Before the confrontation could escalate further, Zara stepped forward, her voice carrying over the noise. This isn't just about Andorian security, Alexei. It's about our collective future in the galaxy. The Federation supports Nolan because we believe in rehabilitation, in redemption, not endless warfare. Her words resonated with some of the insurgents, their resolve wavering as they glanced between their leader and the imploring faces of Nolan and Zara. Tension hung in the air, a delicate balance that could tip with any sudden move. Finally, with a frustrated growl, Volov lowered his weapon, the defiance in his eyes giving way to uncertainty. This isn't over, Nolan, he muttered, signaling his men to withdraw. The insurgents receded slowly, leaving behind a battered but still standing Andorian capital. As the immediate threat dissolved, Nolan and Zara quickly coordinated with Andorian security forces to secure the area and tend to the wounded. Despite the victory of de-escalating the situation, the day's events had laid bare the immense challenges that lay ahead. Nolan, looking over the recovering city, knew that integrating the human refugees would be a complex process fraught with setbacks like today's insurgency. But the approval of his rehabilitation program and the support of the Federation gave him hope. Turning to Zara, he nodded in silent agreement. They were ready to face these challenges together, striving for a future defined not by the scars of war, but by the promise of peace and recovery. Commitment inspiring both humans and Andorians to seek common ground and work towards peace. As he coordinated the reconstruction and integration efforts, Nolan often remembered Zara's final words, using them as a beacon to guide his actions. The rehabilitation program, although initially met with skepticism from both sides, gradually began to show positive results. Facilities were established where humans and Andorians could receive psychological counseling, engage in cultural exchanges, and participate in joint vocational training programs designed to rebuild their lives and the infrastructure of Zephyrus Prime. As months turned into years, the memories of the battle and the insurgency began to fade, replaced by a cautious optimism. Former soldiers and refugees worked side by side with Andorian citizens, repairing damaged buildings, restoring essential services, and fostering new communities. The program also included educational initiatives that taught both species about each other's history and culture, helping to dismantle long-standing prejudices and misconceptions. Nolan often visited the sites where these initiatives were taking place, offering encouragement and sharing in the daily tasks. His presence was a constant reminder of the potential for change and the importance of forgiveness and cooperation. Despite the physical scars that marked his body, it was his resilience and dedication that most remembered and respected. The growing success of the rehabilitation and integration efforts caught the attention of other planets and species within the Galactic Federation, serving as a model for conflict resolution and cooperative development. Nolan was invited to speak at interstellar conferences, where he shared his experiences and the lessons learned from the program. As peace and stability returned to Zephyrus Prime, a memorial was erected in the capital, a symbol of the sacrifices made and the futures forged from the ashes of conflict. The monument featured a figure of Zara, representing the Galactic Federation's role in the peace process, and Nolan, symbolizing the resilience and potential of humanity. On the anniversary of the battle, Nolan stood before the memorial, surrounded by Andorians and humans alike, his eyes reflecting the solemnity of the occasion. He spoke not only of loss but also of hope, the strength found in unity, and the endless possibilities that arise when disparate peoples come together for a common cause. In that moment, with the sun setting behind the memorial, casting long shadows over the gathered crowd, it was clear that while the path to peace had been arduous and fraught with setbacks, the effort had cultivated a new era for Zephyrus Prime, one marked by mutual respect, collaboration, and a shared commitment to a brighter future. Thank you for sharing your powerful and emotive narrative. It truly captures the spirit of resilience, reconciliation, and the lasting impact of peacemaking. Nolan's journey from a battle-scarred veteran to a venerated statesman underscores the complex nature of peace and the personal sacrifices it often demands. His story is a poignant reminder that the path to harmony is fraught with challenges, but also rich with the potential for profound human connection and understanding. The portrayal of Zorl adds depth to the narrative, highlighting the personal pains that fuel conflicts and the possibility of redemption, even for those driven by deep-seated animosity. Nolan's final act of bravery and his plea for peace leave a lasting legacy that transcends his own life, inspiring both Andorians and humans to continue striving towards a cooperative future. Your conclusion, where diverse species unite in mourning and remembrance, beautifully encapsulates the hope that Nolan fought to achieve. It's a vivid illustration of how shared grief and collective memory can bridge historical divides and foster a sense of community. This story is a testament to the enduring power of hope and the transformative potential of understanding and forgiveness. Thank you for crafting such a compelling tale that not only entertains but also imparts valuable lessons about peace and reconciliation.